Heaven kept you hidden this long because what's coming will make history. You're not overwhelmed. You're being positioned for something the earth isn't ready for. What you thought was breaking you is actually birthing legacy. This silence isn't punishment. It's preparation for a global unveiling. You weren't chosen for comfort. You were chosen to shift atmospheres. God didn't let them believe you, so he could prove it himself. You were never small. You were just surrounded by people with dim eyes. You carry a weight that only chosen vessels can survive. The thing you thought disqualified you is what makes you unstoppable. They don't believe in your vision because God didn't show them the blueprint. You're the prayer your bloodline whispered in suffering. You weren't called to fit in. You were called to fulfill prophecy. They underestimated you. Heaven did not. You're not delayed. You're in divine disguise. This pain is sacred ink. God is writing history through you. The more they resist you, the louder heaven writes your name. You weren't born to be liked. You were born to lift generations. You're not losing your mind. You're awakening your purpose. You're about to walk into rooms that once spoke against you. This heartbreak was the final door before divine elevation. They laughed at the cocoon. They'll be silenced by your wings. You are not behind. You're in divine alignment. You thought it ended. God just turned the page. They will see the one they rejected rise in glory. Your obedience is shaking things in rooms you've never entered. You were sent to disrupt cycles, not repeat them. This calling will cost your comfort, but your crown is eternal. Your loneliness is proof you carry something rare. You are the evidence that God still appoints the overlooked. You weren't born to follow footprints. You were born to leave them. The rejection was divine redirection toward something massive. They betrayed the one with heaven in their lungs. The spiritual weight you carry terrifies small minds. Your soul has been weeping because your purpose is finally waking. The breaking was holy. The rise will be historic. You're the shift your generation's been aching for. You weren't abandoned. You were separated for sacred construction. What you lost was blocking your launch. They couldn't see it, but God never stopped watching. You're not exhausted. You're outgrowing old assignments. You're the storm the enemy hoped never arrived. You're not called to be liked. You're called to be legendary. Your name is already echoing in places your feet haven't touched. You're becoming the voice you once needed. What's forming inside you will outlive every betrayal. God didn't anoint you for applause. He anointed you for impact. You're part of something huge, and your silence is thunder to heaven. The ones who overlooked you will be forced to watch the unveiling. You're the door others will walk through. You were never behind. God hid you until the foundation could hold what you're about to carry. This isn't chaos. It's alignment disguised as a storm. Stay. They tried to bury you. God was planting you. You weren't called to fit in. You were marked to shift everything. Every delay was a divine reroute. This was never small. Something ancient in you woke up last night. You're feeling the tremble of it now. You are the thread holding realms together. They have no idea. You didn't lose time. You were being readied to lead. God trusted you with this assignment because heaven knew you'd survive the silence. You're not being overlooked. You're being divinely staged. The opposition around you confirms the size of what's coming through you. Angels have been dispatched. Stay awake tonight. You are the answer to a prayer someone begged for years ago. You're not late. You're right on divine schedule. The mantle on your life is heavy because it's real. If you feel like running, run to your altar, not away. This mission chose you before you had skin. The shift isn't coming. It's already started through you. You don't feel normal because you're not meant to be. You're a storm walking like a whisper. Everything in your bloodline breaks with your obedience. What you're carrying will free people you'll never even meet. The weight on you is proof of the fire you'll release. They don't recognize your name now. Soon they'll whisper it with awe. This pressure isn't punishment. It's prophecy being born. Your silence is echoing through spiritual corridors. You weren't overlooked, you were reserved. They mocked you. God marked you. Every tear watered the harvest you're about to step into. You're walking into rooms your prayers built in secret. They tried to destroy you before you knew what you carried. If you feel alone, it's because you're in sacred company. This season is loud with purpose. Listen deeper. You're not fragile. You're forming something eternal. The calling didn't get smaller. Your spirit just grew. You're standing in the middle of what others are still praying for. You will not go unnoticed by heaven. When it feels too big, remember it was assigned to you. What broke you down is what will build the bridge. They'll ask how you survived. You'll say, I was chosen. You're walking through fire because your name was written in flame. This path was carved for you, not them. The magnitude of what's coming demands your full yes. You're not confused. You're being initiated. You're not too sensitive. You're tuned to a higher realm. What you're birthing will shake foundations. Your spirit is roaring even when your mouth is still. This isn't the end. It's the womb of your wildest becoming. You feel the tremble because destiny is close. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. You didn't imagine it. Heaven really did whisper your name. You carry codes they've never seen. Even your silence is speaking prophecy now. You'll understand why it had to break you after it births through you. The pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Your yes broke spiritual ceilings. You are no longer hidden. You are being unveiled. What you carry will shift generations. The loneliness you feel is a sacred separation. You're holding a promise that history will remember. Don't shrink. God made room for your full voice. You weren't abandoned. You were set apart. The angels know your name and your assignment. You are the hinge moment. You are the shift. They left because your calling scared them. Something eternal is moving through your fragile yes. You don't need to force it. It's already aligning. They underestimated the fire you carry. You are the voice your bloodline has been waiting for. This isn't about you. It's about through you. You were born during this era for a reason. You're walking into miracles disguised as unfamiliar territory. The ground is wholly beneath your next step. You're not repeating cycles. You're rewriting patterns. What feels like falling apart is a divine dismantling. Heaven has already said yes. The resistance confirms your route is right. You're not empty. You're pregnant with a kingdom. This ache is holy, it's birthing legacy. You're carrying the light others buried in fear. The world hasn't seen your kind before. You're being activated, not attacked. The people who broke, you don't get to define you. You're rising for every version of you that almost gave up. You didn't miss it. You were being matured for it. Don't ask why it hurts. Ask what it's birthing. You are what they prayed would never awaken. What you feared was your ruin is your resurrection. You will not be swallowed by this wave. You are the tide. You're not being tested. You're being revealed. The doors are opening because your spirit finally caught up. You don't need more time. You need to trust what's here. God placed you here to break silence with light. You're not failing. You're forming. The grief is making room for glory. Every quiet yes is moving worlds unseen. You're not behind. You are right on time for divine eruption. What they called strange, heaven called sacred. What you're building will outlive you. You were never small. You were just sent where few could see. You are surrounded by answers dressed as weight. You are proof that holy things can bleed. What you carry can't be copied. God's silence wasn't absence, it was trust. You are the sign someone begged heaven to send. You were given a burden because it's meant to become a blueprint. You're not healing alone. The heavens are midwifing you. Your not enough is still chosen. The roar you've suppressed will soon split atmospheres. You're not exhausted. You're evolving. This valley is sacred ground. Don't hide. The fire was meant to be seen. Your destiny is louder than their doubt. Every no was a holy reroute. What they tried to kill in you is waking stronger. You didn't lose anything. What's real is on its way. This silence is sacred strategy. Your soul remembers what your mind forgot. You're not too late. The anointing waited for you. You carry resurrection in your breath. You're the shift they didn't see coming. Even your weakness is wrapped in wonder. This moment is ancient. It's happening again through you. Don't resist the stretch. It's heaven making room. The vision is too big to explain. It was meant to be felt. You'll cry when you realize why you didn't quit. What you lost in them, you'll find in legacy. The whispers in your spirit are divine confirmations. This heartbreak is holy. It's pulling you into purpose. You're walking into the prophecy you forgot you prayed. You're not stuck. You're stationed. This is sacred warfare. Your surrender is the weapon. Don't chase what left. Make room for what's destined. You were born to fracture the false and reveal glory. Even now, heaven is leaning in to listen. You are the gate for what's coming next. What broke you built your authority. They'll call you lucky, but you'll know it was God. The ending wasn't punishment, it was permission. You are about to walk in what once broke you. You'll recognize your destiny by how it heals you. You're not here to be seen. You're here to awaken. Don't mourn the silence. It means something holy is landing. Your breakthrough isn't coming. It's already echoing around you. Heaven's been preparing this stage for you in secret. Your alignment will make sense after the shaking. What once made you weep will one day worship with you. You are more than ready. The realm is waiting. This next chapter begins with surrender, not striving. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. You think you're small, but God whispered your name into a plan galaxies had to kneel for. They buried you because they saw soil. Heaven saw seed. What you're enduring is proof. You're chosen to birth what others only pray to witness. Your name was written in divine blueprints before this world ever knew storms. You weren't born for safety. You were summoned to awaken something the world forgot. They don't understand why you're weeping, but even your tears are evidence of prophecy. You're not too late. The miracle waited for you to open your eyes. When your bones ache with silence, know heaven is building from your stillness. You didn't imagine it. You were shown because you're the one meant to move it. Your life is not falling apart. It's being prepared for eternal echo. What you survived gave your voice divine weight. Speak. Heaven listens when you do. You were delayed because the timing needed your full glory to unfold. You weren't sent here to blend. You were designed to thunder silently. What looks like betrayal was heaven protecting the blueprint. Your yes to pain became someone else's resurrection. You're not crazy for dreaming that big. It's coded in your soul. The dream returned because God never canceled the appointment. The ache you carry is sacred. He trusted you with divine burden. Even your heartbreak is prophetic. Something huge is birthing through the fracture. The rejection wasn't cruelty. It was redirection to something thunderously right. They laughed because they saw the surface. God cried because he saw your legacy. What tried to break, you baptized you instead. God allowed the storm because he knew you'd command oceans one day. Your childhood wasn't random. It's the soil from which prophecy will rise. The emptiness inside you, it's making room for something eternal. You feel like a misfit because you're a message in motion. You didn't lose them. They lost the honor of staying for your reveal. You weren't wrong to believe. You were early. They ghosted you because they couldn't sit next to greatness unfolding. The ending was brutal, but it made space for a beginning that bends stars. You feel heavy because you're carrying generations forward. You were set apart, not set aside. Heaven didn't forget you. It's setting the stage. You don't just enter rooms. You shift them. That nudge in your chest? It's a divine countdown. There's something huge forming, and it won't move until you say yes. They abandoned you mid-story, but God just turned the page. You're involved in something so sacred. Even angels watch quietly. The dream is not over, it's incubating. Your next breath might carry a miracle. You were born for thunder disguised as softness. You are the missing piece they never saw coming. The miracle is in motion, just beneath your breakdown. You weren't forgotten. You were being formed. Stop mourning what was blocking the blessing. There's divine order in your loneliness. The shaking is proof the old cannot hold what's next. Your soul signed up for this. Let it remember. What hurt you didn't kill you. It unlocked you. You're about to become what once felt impossible. You are not cursed. You are carrying fire. You are proof that survival can be sacred. Your light will make sense once it meets its assignment. What's coming doesn't need your strength, only your surrender. You're walking prophecy. That's why it's been so heavy. The silence around you is pregnant with divine proof. What's inside you is louder than what tried to stop you. You were made to echo. Don't settle for applause. Your timeline is being rewritten by the one who made time. That ache in your spirit is your future begging you to believe. You weren't created for the crowd. You were born to crown moments. Your doubt doesn't cancel your destiny. The holy thing you carry will cost you your comfort. If it's shattered, it wasn't strong enough for your legacy. They'll regret how they left, but you'll be too blessed to notice. The ones who don't believe in you aren't meant to see the vision. Heaven is backing your next move. Don't second-guess it. You were born to be the disruption darkness feared. Even your weakness is part of the prophecy. This silence will soon become thunder in your favor. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more.